Hello, Upward families, and thank you for your interest in applying to our programs. This video is going to recap our application process and how to fill out our two forms in order to apply. The first form we're going to cover is our TRIO Upward Bound application. This is going to collect all the demographic information and income information we need in order for you to be eligible to apply for our program. First and foremost, we have our student contact information. This information is going to ask for student last name, student first name, middle name if they have one, their birth date, and their address, including street, city, state, and zip code. If a student has a cell phone number, we ask that you include their cell phone number as well, in addition to a phone number. Please use your student Azusa High School email address so that we can communicate with you. The next part of our application is the demographic information. So we're going to be asking our students to answer the questions on their gender, citizenship status or U.S. permanent residency status, who the student lives with, and if they're a foster youth or orphan of the court. Our next section is about ethnicity. Please check all that apply, and you can check multiple groups. Our next section is our applicant's academic information. So the current school they're attending, what grade they're currently in, what year they expect to graduate, their long Azusa High School ID, which is 8 numbers, the short Azusa High School ID, which is 5, whether they require any physical or learning accommodations at the school, and if they participate in any other academic or college enrichment programs, like Think Together, or you'll have the option to select AVID, or none. Our next section is parent and guardian information. So the first contact we want is your main contact. This is the contact we are going to use to communicate when your student is accepted into the program. Please include your first and last name, relationship to the student, your address, and a phone number to contact you by, and an email address. We ask if you're currently employed and your highest level of education. Lastly, we ask our guardians for our parent, their preferred language. The next parent or guardian section is if you have a second parent or guardian, we ask that you include their information. If you are only with one parent or one guardian, we ask that you double and include their information in the second category. Our last section is income eligibility. A note to our parents and guardians that the U.S. Department of Education requires that the following information be provided for all participants prior to admission into the program. We ask that you answer all questions as thoroughly as you can, and all this information will be kept confidential. First, our first question is asking you is, what is your household size? So how many people do you live with, whom you provide more than half of the support? You can enter a number here, for example, 4. Our next question is about your income. So our preferred answer was, what is your annual taxable income? We are looking at your taxable income. And so in order to find your taxable income is one of 2 ways. If you have a 1040 form from the year 2020, you can look at line 15, and whatever number is located in this box, that's the number you'll be entering into this field. Just for example, I put in $30,000. Whatever it is you find on that tax form, please include that. If you do not file taxes, that is okay. Please put in what is your annual income in this box. Our next section in the income guideline section is we need to verify household income. And so we have 3 different ways to verify household income. Your first option is to submit a copy of your tax forms. And so, for example, you could upload a copy of this form. And we ask that if you're uploading a copy of this form, to please include a signature on it. That is a requirement from the Department of Education. And you can remove any social security numbers as well. The next option is to upload a parent or legal guardian, a statement regarding your family annual income. And so this can look something like this as an example, is it can have your information, the date, Dear Azusa Pacific University, TRIO Upward Bound. I'm providing this affidavit to verify my household income as I have no other documentation available to me. You can put I receive the amount of income you receive, and the frequency of pay is, and then how often you receive this amount of money. I last received this amount on, so what's the most recent date you have that? And then how many people you support in your household. Please sign and date this form or a letter similar to this, and that we can use as a form of income verification. Lastly, if you have a verification of family income from another governmental source, such as Social Security benefits, unemployment, public assistance, disability, you can upload a copy of that letter. And so to upload a copy of that letter, you would hit choose file. You can go find the document. And then you can just upload. And you could upload whatever type of file you have, whether it be a picture, a screenshot, a PDF, whatever it may be, you can upload a copy of that. Once you complete the income eligibility section, you'll be going to this bottom section, which is signatures. So we have a section for your parent and guardian to sign and the student to sign. So this is certifying that the information you're providing is correct to the best of your knowledge. And so you can choose whether to sign by text or email. If you sign by text, you'll click on text message. It'll prompt you to submit your cell phone number, and you'll sign with the verification code, or by email through a similar fashion. And you will do that with both student and parent or guardian. The next part of our application is our TRIO Upper Bound Needs Assessment form. This is the second step that the students will fill out. So we will ask that they fill out their first name and last name. We'll be asking a teacher for a recommendation. So we ask that they put their teacher name here, followed by their teacher's email. Once you complete this document, your teacher will receive an automated email asking them for the recommendation. So this middle section, we are asking you to be as honest as you can. This information will help us determine what support you may need as part of our program, and it will not be used against you in any way. We just appreciate your honest responses. So we ask that you rate yourself in math, writing, verbal communication, scientific ability, competitiveness, and leadership ability. So in comparison to your peers, where would you fall in that category? The highest category, above average, average, below average, or lowest. And again, this is not to hurt you, but more so to give us an idea of how you would rate yourself in these categories. The next section is we ask you to rate how knowledgeable you are in college admissions. You can select very knowledgeable, knowledgeable somewhat, or not knowledgeable, financial aid, and SAT and ACT test scores. So you can rate yourself in these categories. Next, we have a checkbox list of obstacles you face or anticipate facing in high school. So you can check off as many as you'd like, or if you have another obstacle you're facing, feel free to click other and include a list. And then what kind of support you would like to receive from Upward Bound. So check off all the categories you may want. And if you have other that aren't listed, you can click on other. Lastly, we ask for a personal statement, 400 words in length maximum. And we ask you to answer these 3 questions. Introduce yourself. How would you describe yourself to a future college roommate? Describe your college aspirations. So describe your reasons for wanting to go to college. And we want you to discuss the future. Why are you applying to Upper Bound program at APU? What are your hopes, dreams, and plans for the future? And if you have decided on a career goal. Some tips: don't wait till the last minute. Write a draft in pencil, proofread, edit, and revise, and make corrections as you need. You can copy and paste from a Google Doc or Word document, and if possible, have someone else review and revise your letter. You can copy and paste that information here and hit submit. If you want to save this document for later, go ahead and click save and resume later, and you'll get some instructions on how to save this document for future completion. Thank you. And if you have questions, again, always feel free to reach out to our program, and we will answer any questions you have. Thank you and have a good day.